I couldn't just. Oh, the abrupt start just scared my cat. That's awesome. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Carol. I couldn't resist. I thought normally when on my Life's Affair channel and doing that, I always start it with, well, not always, but I usually start it with the theme song for Life's Affair. It's an Estompy that I just love. So I arranged that as a piece, and I thought, how about if I just play it in the background at the card at the beginning and then just switch over into me playing it as you came in. So I couldn't resist. So I hope you don't mind. Didn't mean to scare your cat. So sorry about that, Kristen. Hey, Laura. Chris, thanks for joining us. So this is my first live stream on my page. I mean, I've been doing different things on the Life's Affair page, of course. And if you haven't seen any of that, I'm sure a lot of you have. But if you haven't, go check it out. But this is like my first solo performance show that I've live streamed and done live. So that's just kind of crazy. And hey, Jan and Teresa, yes. Woo! I'm just a little wowed by all of this because... yeah, it just seems like the last few months have flown by working on everything. And so I'm really sorry for the delay in doing the live stream, really, really am. But I hope you've enjoyed the Life's Affair stuff, so it was worth the wait. Definitely an endeavor I thought was worth it. So, so yeah, but this isn't about talking as much as it is music. And I know that's what you're waiting for, so... I've planned I think I've planned a pretty decent show. I'm trying some different things this time, but I'm going to go with something a little standard just to, lull you into that false sense of security, because I'm like that. Okay, let's see. Except when my guitar gets stuck on the guitar stand, because that happens. So yeah. It was 12 days ago, in a pub night was near. I was on my fourth pint of their best Irish beer, when a thought quickly struck me of all I hold dear. So I went on outside to the hills with my beer. Oh, I've smelled all the flowers, I've left none to hide. I've told more the truth than I've told fib or lie. And I hope when ye find me in the hills where I lie, it will always be said that I died satisfied. Well, I took both the good and the bad in my life, and I made the most of it in a home with my wife. And I raised me 2 kids, both a girl and a boy, and they all made me life a gift to enjoy. Oh, I've smelled all the flowers, I've left none to hide. I've told more the truth than I've told fib or lie. And I hope when ye find me in the hills where I lie, it will always be said that I died satisfied. As for friends, I've had many, I ne'er walked alone, and a few were like family, as much as me home. They helped in times trouble, made happiness known, and they gave me a young heart I've never outgrown. Oh, I've smelled all the flowers, I've left none to hide. I've told more the truth than I've told fib or lie. And I hope when ye find me in the hills where I lie, it will always be said that I died satisfied. Well, the evening was leaving, the sun said goodbye. I thought of me past, and I smiled with a sigh. Oh, I had no regrets, nay a reason to cry. So I drank my beer down till the glass all was dry. Oh, I've smelled all the flowers, I've left none to hide. I've told more the truth than I've told fib or lie. And I hope when ye find me in the hills where I lie, it will always be said that I died satisfied. Oh, I've smelled all the flowers, I've left none to hide. I have told more the truth than I've told fib or lie. And I hope when ye find me in the hills where I lie, it will always be said that I died satisfied. It will always be said that I died satisfied. And I love that song too. And Jan, believe me, when I thought about putting that song in, I was thinking of you. I'm not gonna lie, because I know you love that song, and I love it too. So yeah, definitely. That song is called "Satisfied" because I can't think of original names. I just go with what is in the chorus usually. So that's me. But no, I wrote that a long time ago, and I always, the arrangement has changed a few times over the years, but I always loved it. It's just a fun song, and I have to say I'm really proud of it because the older I get, the more I realize I actually knew what I was talking about so long ago when I wrote it. If that makes any sense. That's the gist of that. Occasionally you have good forethought and you think, that's probably what it's going to be like later. And I think I got it. At least I feel like I did. But yeah, but that is a fun song. That is definitely one of my favorites. And on the short list, I always play songs I love. That was always a rule when I first started playing music professionally. I was adamant that I'm never going to play music that I don't like, because you don't get into playing music because it's a paycheck. You have to love it. You do have to love it. So you definitely should love what you play. And I think that's good advice for any artistic endeavor if you can do it. But yeah. So yes, now I'm doing some interesting things today. That was one you've heard me do before, Satisfied. But what I'm doing is I'm going to play something on the mandolin next. Now, the mandolin, I mean, sure, I have played it in the past a lot in groups and with other people, but alone, I don't normally play it. It has happened, but it's not very common. So yeah, I thought let's do something. And then I thought, how about if I play a song on the mandolin I've never played on the mandolin before? And let's do a song that you don't normally hear me play or sing. So yeah, I just went crazy for a while. That's really what's going on. So this is going to be my new arrangement, debuted tonight, of Mary Mac. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to use my finger on this as opposed to the pick. I think I'm going to do that. There's a nice wee lass and her name's Mary Mac. Make no mistake, she's a miss I'm gonna take. There's a lot of other fellas like to get up on her track, but I'm thinking that they'll have to get up early. Mary Mac's father's making Mary Mac marry me. My father's making me marry Mary Mac. I'm gonna marry Mary to get married to carry me. We'll all be feeling merry when I marry Mary Mac. Rum dum dilly dilly aye. Now this wee lass, she has a lot of brass, she has a lot of gas, and her father thinks I'm class, so I'd be a silly ass to let the matter pass. Her father thinks she suits me fairly. Mary Mac's father's making Mary Mac marry me. My father's making me marry Mary Mac. I'm gonna marry Mary to get married to take care of me. Well, I'll be feeling merry when I marry Mary Mac. Rum dum dilly dilly aye. Now Mary and her mither gain an awful lot together. In fact, you never see the one without the other. The fellas often wonder if it's Mary or mither, the both of them together that I'm courtin'. Mary Mac's father's making Mary Mac marry me. My father's making me marry Mary Mac. I'm gonna marry Mary to get married to take care of me. Well, I'll be feeling merry when I marry Mary Mac. Rum dum dilly dilly aye. It's gonna be a grand affair and grander than a fair. There's gonna be a coach and pair for every couple there. We'll dine up on the finest fare, I'm sure to get my share. If not, well, I'll be very much mistaken. Mary Mac's father's making Mary Mac marry me. My father's making me marry Mary Mac. I'm gonna marry Mary to get married to take care of me. Well, I'll be feeling merry when I marry Mary Mac. Rum dum dilly dilly aye. Mary Mac's father's making Mary Mac marry me. My father's making me marry Mary Mac, and I'm gonna marry Mary to get married to take care of me. Well, I'll be feeling merry when I marry Mary Mac. Rum dum diddly diddly Oh, yes. I wasn't sure about that arrangement, because having a mandolin that's higher than what you're singing is kind of interesting, and so I changed it up a little bit how you normally play it, and some of the chords kind of go down as opposed to up like they normally would in pitch, and I went with it and tried some stuff, and I really liked how it turned out. It has a different kind of feel. So, and when you're doing a new arrangement, as a musician, that is the important thing. You don't want to just copy what someone else has done. I mean, there are some songs that everybody sings along to that you kind of have to do that, or people have trouble singing along. But in general, you want to put your own mark on it if you can. Make it your own. And I think that's very important. And that's really good advice for life, isn't it? Whatever you do, just, make it your own. Don't just copy other people. Do your own thing. And if you do, you're doing things right. So yes, for the next song, oh wow. I'm just switching out instruments every single song here, I'm noticing. I mean, who wrote this song? Oh, I guess I wrote this list. It's just me. Yeah, I'm a solo act, so yeah, my fault. Yeah, I'm just gonna be rotating instruments every song, it seems. So, okay, now this is a song I wrote a while ago, but I was never really happy with the arrangement. It just, I played it in my old band, Barbanagi and Bards, a little bit, not much. And it just sort of went away because we were never happy with it. But I've worked on it a little bit, and I think I'm gonna try it. See, one of the problems is that for the longest time, I did not drink. I didn't have alcohol until, actually not that long ago, ever. Not even a taste. It was just, that was not my thing. Not religious reasons or ethical or anything. It was just a choice that I made when I was like 7. And I know a lot of you will be surprised to hear this, but I can be stubborn sometimes. No, it's true. It really is. So yeah. It's kind of strange. So yeah, so just in case, just a little bit of insider information. I can be a little stubborn. I've gotten mostly over that though, and I'm luckily this is 15-second delay, so I'm not going to see what Lee posted. So I'm just going to start playing. Yes, on that. So yes, this is a song called "The Irishman Who Doesn't Drink." And it was essentially about me. Now, I have had alcohol now. Don't worry. So yeah. But no. Actually, yeah, Carol. The whole time I was playing music with Mark. No. I never had a drink. No. Oh, are you meaning I wasn't stubborn with Mark? No. You probably mean the drinking thing. That's what I thought. Okay, so. The Irishman Who Doesn't Drink. So essentially, as a solo artist, this is a brand new song for you. So I'm really trying to, give you some treats today. So, because I know you've waited a long time. I think you deserve it. So here you go. Now listen all, it's hard to think of an Irishman who doesn't drink, and if you thought you'd found one, you'd surely wonder why. The drink is good, the drink is bad, but drink won't tell you what you've had. So look at me and I'll be sad for that Irishman, 'tis I. Me father drink, whose father drink, whose father drank for his father's sake. Me family tree could surely tap in his factory for sure. Now me uncle was a handsome lad, he's married more than 5 men had, but his ailment wasn't all that bad, for in drink he's found the cure. Oh, listen all, it's hard to think of an Irishman who doesn't drink, and if you thought you'd found one, you'd surely wonder why. The drink is good, the drink is bad, but drink won't tell you what you've had. So look at me and I'll be sad for that Irishman, 'tis I. Me sister, who does love to read and loves to drink her favorite mead. To understate, she's well studied and mead a doctorate in. Me cousin lives near Tennessee. His favorite drink, of course, JD, but his lawyer could not well agree that it was his next of kin. Oh, listen all, it's hard to think of an Irishman who doesn't drink. And if you thought you'd found one, you'd surely wonder why. The drink is good, the drink is bad, but drink won't tell you what you've had. So look at me and I'll be sad, for that Irishman 'tis I. When grandmother was very young, she'd play at her granddad's for fun by riding all the day among the horses she did tell. Now her granddad used to gamble drunk. He beat a carney's boat that sunk and won some holdings, not all junk, 'cause he kept the carousel. Oh, listen all, it's hard to think of an Irishman who doesn't drink. And if you thought you'd found one, you'd surely wonder why. The drink is good, the drink is bad, but drink won't tell you what you've had. So look at me and I'll be sad, for that Irishman 'tis I. I do not drink, I do not smoke, I don't cavort with women folk. Oh well, maybe just a little, I've a liberal view of sin. Now women are my vice, 'tis true, I like to see them through and through. And when I see no more to do, well then with drinking I'll begin. Oh, listen all, it's hard to think of an Irishman who doesn't drink. And if you thought you'd found one, you'd surely wonder why. The drink is good, the drink is bad, but drink won't tell you what you've had. So look at me and I'll be sad, for that Irishman 'tis I. So look at me and I'll be sad, for that Irishman 'tis I. Oh, yeah. That's a rough version. I'm still working on the arrangement because this is all new, but I think that's a good start. It'll work. It'll work. Yeah, who wouldn't keep the carousel, right? Yeah, the funny thing about the song is most of it is pretty true stories or variations of true stories. It's a true story. My grandmother, she would tell stories about when she was a kid about visiting her grandparents and playing on the horses. And we found out later that what happened was her grandfather ended up, was a bit of a serious gambler. This was in northern Alabama. And a carnival came in one time, and this would have been in the 1800s. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, apparently he won the carousel from them. It would have been very late 1800, but yeah. And he won a carousel and just said, set it up in my backyard, because he was a character that way. And when my grandmother was very young, she would play on the horses, and it wouldn't work back at that point because, you know, it had been at least a decade or two since then. It could have been, I guess, the early 1900s, but I'm actually not 100% sure because it was pretty old and decrepit at that point, but she'd play on the horses for fun. So that's where that line came from. So I try to put at least as much true stuff as I can, and I had to actually get a permission from some members of my family before I did that, made that song real. Yeah, my sister does love mead. If she's watching, sorry, Rachel, but it's true. Okay. So now there is one song that I have always just loved. It was a song, I mean, before I started playing music on stage or anything, and honestly, even before I started playing music, this was just a song I always thought was a fun song. And I've played it pretty much my whole career in different groups and just enjoyed it. Yeah, it is just, it's a nice one, and I'm going to do something different. Now, you've heard me play the Unicorn song before. You have, right? You definitely have. But I wanted to do something different. So I'm going to play an instrument that no one has ever heard me play before, because I'm just going to be that guy, because I think y'all deserve something special here, because I've made you wait for this long, and I feel bad. I really do. So I'm trying to throw out all the stops. So here's what I'm doing. You've never seen me play a ukulele. I know. It's a little, but I'm going to give it a try and see what we can do, because I think it's important. So here we go. A long time ago, when the earth was green. There are more kinds of animals than you've ever seen. They'd run around and play while the earth was being born. But the loveliest of all was the unicorn. There are green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, the loveliest of all was the unicorn. Well, the Lord seen some sinning, and it gave him pain. He says, "Stand back, I'm gonna make it rain." He says, "Hey, brother Noah, I tell you what to do. Build me a floating zoo, and bring some of those green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, don't you forget my unicorn." Now Noah was there to answer the call. He finished building the ark just as the rain started falling. He marched in the animals 2 by 2, and he called out as they went through, "Hey Lord, I got your green alligators and long-necked geese, your humpty-back camels and your chimpanzees, your cats and rats and elephants, but Lord, I'm so forlorn, I just can't see no unicorn." Now Noah looked out through the driving rain. Those unicorns were laughing and playing silly games. They're running and playing while the rain was pouring. Oh, them silly unicorns. They're green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees. Noah said, "Close the door, 'cause the rain is pouring, and I just can't wait for no unicorn." The ark rose up and it drifted with the tide, and the unicorns looked up, and the rocks, and they cried, and the waters came down and sort of floated them away. That's why you'll never see a unicorn to this very day. You'll see green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, you're never gonna see, you're never gonna see, you're never gonna see no unicorn. They're all dead. I love my last line, on the ukulele. It just sounds all the more ironic. But I know. We had this great conversation on my fair life with Life's Affair on Monday on the Life's Affair channel, and we talked about unicorns. Are they good? Are they sneaky evil creatures that are just trying to trick you and pretend that they're good? Yeah, and there were some of you, and obviously Jan and Elizabeth, who came down on the unicorns are good side. So here's the extra verse for you because I do try to look at both sides of a situation. Now you may think this is the ending to the song, but I'd have to tell you, friends, that in fact you'd be wrong. You see, unicorns are magical, so when the rain started pouring, they grew themselves some wings and they took to soaring. There were green alligators and long-necked geese, some humpty-back camels and some chimpanzees. But if you're looking for the unicorn, don't be forlorn. The second star on the right, and straight on until morn. So, for the first time, you got to hear me play ukulele. Woohoo! It's a nice ukulele too. It has a pickup and the whole shebang. I may be playing this more. This is maybe my unicorn song instrument now. So we'll see. So if you liked it, does it sound better on the ukulele than it does on the guitar? I mean, do you like that change? I think it definitely adds a different feel to it. And the unicorn song, that works because the unicorn song is just so silly. I think it kind of makes it work. Okay. So, oh wow, 7:26. We're going along. I kind of set this up to be like a regular fair show day, with doing your 30-minute show, and Yeah, we knew that wasn't going to happen, but I'm trying. That was my rule. But yeah. So let's see. Let's get out the guitar once again. Now, there is a song that I'm very much known for, and certainly at a few fairs I do. It's the one people tend to associate with me. It's one of the three probably they associate with me the most. And I think I'm going to do one of these. Let's see if I can get you to see the guitar a little more. Yeah, I mean, Jan, yeah, she's saying that I don't see you carrying another instrument at fair, and that is a good point. I've actually been doing a lot of tests with my pack basket, being able to put mounting brackets on each side. And I was carrying around the mandolin that way, where I could bring the mandolin and just have it like a rack on my pack basket on the side. And I realized I could easily do that on the other side too, and do a ukulele and a mandolin and switch out. And I'm kind of thinking that might be an option. So it might happen. It might happen. Just to let you know. Yes, Lee just made that comment too. That's what the pack basket is for. It's possible. I've done the testing, in other words. Finding a place to put the tambourine, that's going to be more of a challenge. I think I can put it next to it, but yeah. If I keep going with this, I might as well just pretty much put a drum put a drum somewhere with a string on it and a couple of cymbals between my legs, because I'm almost the one-man band thing now. I mean, it's really close. Not that far off, so not sure. Okay, let's see. Here's a story, a little bit gory, a little bit happy, a little bit sad, of Lily the Pink and her medicinal compound, and how it slowly drove her mad. Meet Ebenezer, thought he was Julius Caesar, so they put him in a home, and then they gave him medicinal compound, and now he's Emperor of Rome. Well, drink a drink to Lily the Pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case. And Johnny Hammer, who had a terrible stammer, he could barely say a word, so they gave him medicinal compound, and now he's seen but never heard. Well, drink a drink to Lily the Pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case. And Freddie Klinger, the opera singer, who could break glasses with his voice, they said. So on his tonsils he robbed medicinal compound, and now they break glasses over his head. Well, drink a drink to Lily the Pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case. And Mr. Frears, who had sticky out ears, and it made him awful shy, so they gave him medicinal compound, and was learning how to fly. Well, drink a drink to Lily the Pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case. And Uncle Paul, he was very small, he was the shortest man in town. So on his body he rubbed medicinal compound, and now he's 6 foot, but it's underground. Well, drink a drink to Lily the Pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case. Much faster. We'll drink a drink to Lily the Pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compound, most efficacious in every case. Oh, and I forgot the last verse, so we're going to do that too. Lily died and went up to heaven. Oh, the church bells, they did ring. She took with her medicinal compound. Hark the herald angels sing. bum, bum. We'll drink a drink to Lily the pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compounds, most efficacious in every case, and much, much faster. We'll drink a drink to Lily the pink, the savior of the human race. She invented medicinal compounds, most efficacious in every case. Oh my. Yes. I love that song. Oh, wow. Yes, if you did like what you've heard and you'd like to support me, please give what you can to my PayPal or Venmo accounts, or tip me if you like. I'd appreciate it. And of course, even more importantly, is my Patreon page. So please support that, and I'll be throwing a few extras on there tomorrow as post-show stuff. So please check that out on Patreon, patreon.com/IrishBard. And yes, also, check out my other project, Life's Affair, as well. Now, I think most of you came from there, so it's okay. But yeah, I've been working fairly nonstop for the last few months, and finally kind of getting back to my music. So it's been really nice. That does make me feel a lot better, because music for me has always been a huge. I know all of you have this, so I know all of you know exactly what I'm saying when I say that it's a huge stress release. It's what keeps me sane. It always was that way since I was a kid. Music was that thing that centered me, made me feel better about almost anything, and yeah, made me realize that without music, I am not as happy. So really glad to get back to me doing music, I will say. Oh, a melodica. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, Janine is suggesting I try a melodica, that it's more portable. I mean, yeah, I keep looking at a lot of instruments. I have a couple of recorders. I have the soprano, and then I have a tenor I will sometimes play. And that's low enough. It really is a lot of fun. And actually at Sherwood this year, I had a great experience that I was planning on repeating, and I never got the chance because it was the last weekend of the fair there before they shut down. And I was at my last show of the day, and it's usually when you're a performer at a Ren Fair, there's always that one show that's a little bit on the dead side. Nobody shows up because it's just a bad time or whatever, or a bad stage or something like that. And the last one at the Sherwood show was kind of like that for me. So I just, on a whim one time, I just broke out the tenor recorder and just started playing lovely tunes. And this lady came up with her kid and was just like, oh, wow. Oh, she wasn't suggesting it to me? Okay, well, that's fair. But yeah, she came up with her kid, who she was trying to get to fall asleep after a really crazy, hectic, busy day. And the kid was actually calming down, not moving around, and she fell asleep in her arms. And she looked at me and leaned over and whispered during my show, this is the first time she's even relaxed. If you can hold on for a second, I'm getting my husband and I'm getting you money because you deserve money. This is awesome. Thank you very much. So she got a friend of hers and waved her on, and she went over, got her husband. They tipped me, and the friend went off, and another lady with a kid came over and did the same thing. And all of a sudden I had this whole show of doing the Pied Piper routine and putting kids to sleep and letting them relax at the end of the day. And I thought, this needs to be a thing. I need to make this my show. And yeah. Okay, there's more response. Yes, one of the things, I've been trying not to stare too much at the comments because I made that mistake when I was on one of Shakespeare's shows, and with him, and I played a song, and I looked down, and somebody was commenting, and I read it, and then I lost my place, and I totally messed up in the song, and I realized, oh, I can't be distracted on this. So I miss a few comments when they go by. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying. But yeah, lullabies with Andrew McKee, Kristen. That's sort of what I was thinking of. It kind of works. It's just yeah, it's just a lovely type thing. I mean, with the soprano, it does kind of work, although it's a little more piercing. But the way I play it, it could be just like a and it just you can really get some lovely stuff out of that. I love it. So it works really well. ah, ah. Yeah. Lee remembers that comment because it was, yeah, it really. I believe I said the words something like, damn you, Nancy, and your silly comment during my song, because it was, it was, it was hilarious. It really was. Yeah, and that's one of the things I've kind of gone for, Elizabeth, being a Pied Piper at fair. She was saying that I was a Pied Piper, and that's true. That's kind of the route I've gone. It wasn't really intentional, but it just it kind of just flowed organically, where I'd play stuff and people would enjoy it, and I tend to walk around fair and do that a lot of the time. It's just fun, and I mean, during a day for me, I don't really take breaks much. I like well, the last fair I was at Sherwood, we did I scheduled myself for somewhere between 13, 14, I think even once 15 events during the day. My four shows and opening gate and pub sing and all of these other events throughout the day. I mean, dancing and maypole and the parade and playing with the playing for the fairy tea, and I mean all these different things. And I go through, and people have said that, oh my gosh, you're crazy doing all that stuff. And I think about it, and I realize, for me, I had a friend back in at the Texas Renaissance Festival back in the day, who, a very good friend of mine, and she was on cast, and she would be at like 17 or 18 things during the day she was scheduled to be at. She was walking around all day long. If you ever wondered why some cast members will like have fun and play with patrons, and then as a joke take some of their food and eat them and eat it, eat the food and as a joke and then walk on, that was why, because that was the only way they could actually had time to eat sometimes during the day. So, I guess it's all relative, because for me, I'm just kind of like, that's really not that much comparatively. I have such a high respect for cast, because they really work their butts off a lot of the time. It is pretty crazy how much work they do at a fair. So, yeah, for me, scheduling myself all day is not really a problem. And thank you, Carol. She says that no one plays a recorder like Andrew so beautiful. I really appreciate that. It's kind of funny. I never played recorder when I was a kid. When I was, usually in elementary school, that's when people play it. I never touched a recorder till I was 17. I played several other instruments beforehand, but when I touched it, I mean, maybe that's why I took it seriously, because for me, it was introduced in high school and in band. A friend brought it to band, and I was just like, oh, yeah, that's a recorder, right? And I researched it, found out, oh my gosh, Bach wrote for the recorder. Telemann wrote for the recorder. This is a serious instrument, and it interested me, so I asked my parents, can you get me a nice wooden recorder for Christmas? And they did. And the next thing you know, I'm playing it a lot, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Kristen is saying, so she wanted you to steal her children, because that's what the Pied Piper did. No. I mean, I think you're mixing your stories up a little bit. The Pied Piper actually got the rats out of the city. I mean, he kind of did steal the children at the end. I mean, it depends on the story. I mean, yeah, you got a point. That did kind of happen. But honestly, the city deserved it. That was really, that was not a good city. That was not a good city. But no, I don't go by the strict Pied Piper definition, just the general one. So don't worry, your children are safe. And thanks, Jan. She says she loves my recorder playing, and I appreciate that. I love playing it, and I think that makes all the difference, because if you love doing it, people are a lot more likely to enjoy it, because I have fun every time I play something. And Chris is saying, you played the flute and a dog barked at it. When you left the room. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. That one thing about the recorder, it is a little high pitched, and some of those high harmonics are, yeah. Dogs aren't always my biggest fans. I will admit that. Not usually. Although I will say horses, I ease into that. There's a few parades at fairs where I'd be like in the front, right in front of the horses, and I always just I stand a little bit away from them, and I'll play a little bit, and I'll ease in and walk slowly towards them. Stop playing, play again, make sure they're indoctrinated and it's okay, and they're not going to, run over me. Not that I am paranoid, but let's just say that's not the only reason I wear a pack basket. Good padding, just saying. Yeah, if you ever wondered why I actually wear my pack basket in parade, well, yes, because they didn't pay him for yes, but yeah, I mean, that's true, but it was a bad city, so, but I'm not going to get into that. That was, yeah, Elizabeth, yeah, like I said, not the strict definition of a Pied Piper for me, so don't worry, you're safe. And yes, and Lee's putting up the tip information again, and thank you, Lee. I'm going to keep rambling it all forever if I keep if I keep going. So yes, tip me if you can. I appreciate it, especially in this time. And I hope you had a great time at the show. And go check out a lot of the other events. We have a wonderful show coming up tomorrow on Life's Affair with Chase Treasure and Shakespeare Proves, and really funny stuff. So definitely check that out tomorrow on the Life's Affair channel. The same one, if you're watching on YouTube, same one there, and on Facebook at Life's Affair. So definitely check those out. Bethany, she says, basket is good padding and tasty snack. I was always worried about that. I always thought that the basket might look a little bit too much like a feed bag, and the horses might get curious. So that's why I try to, put a covering over it so it doesn't look like food, because that has been a concern. You're not wrong. And yes, Kristen, I think horses are a lot more polite than dogs. Surprisingly, that's true. I really do. So yes, I hope you liked it tonight. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I want to do this again, so definitely let me know if you'd like me to continue doing these. I don't know, maybe every couple of weeks or something. I'm still working out the timing, but I'll base a little bit of that on your feedback and see how it went. So yeah, let me know what you thought, and like I said, I'll be putting some more music and more things on the Patreon page. So definitely check that out. That should be up tomorrow. And thanks for joining me. I really had a good time. So, thank you very much, and I shall see you soon.